like chill with them. I'm not like, oh, let's fucking grab all the fucking esports people together, because it just feels like high school to me a lot of the time. And I'm just like, I guess I'm just older than the rest of that crowd for the most part, so I do my own thing.
Yeah, there was a tweet out, I think. We won't use names, but they said from the people that went out to the party, all the teams won the next day. So, all those teams that won. So it was a big extravaganza. A lot of people were there. There were a lot of personalities that were there as well. And I kind of wanted to start on this. Like, do you think that pros shouldn't be going out, even though like almost all of them won? Do you think pros should be going out the night before a game?
100% yes. If your team is struggling, like it's just optics, right? They can go out. It's not a problem. Like if they don't go to a party, they can still go and drink with friends, and it doesn't get uploaded, and people don't know. But it's the optics of the situation. If your team is 0-2, or like you had a 0-1 to a team you shouldn't lose, you should not go out next.
I think it depends on when you play, because like that was a Sunday night party, which means that the teams that are playing the next day are like Monday night league, so they're playing like 5:30 p.m. So I feel like you can go out to a party, you leave at a reasonable time at like 1. You can recover, and then just, by the time that it's 5-6 p.m. the next day, you're probably fine.
Yeah,
that's my opinion, but I never did it as a player. I rarely went out.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Dom, but I think the Loco's point of like the optics of it are just, it looks too bad, especially because my experience with Loco came from a place of losing a lot. Never really wanted to go out. As much as it might have been good to reset the mental, it just made it look like you weren't trying. And you tried 6 days a week. Even on that 7th day, a lot of people were grinding solo queue or practicing things, and it just looks like the optics of like, hey, look, they don't care, they're not out here. And I think it would have been interesting if some of those teams have lost and photos of that got leaked, but no photos got leaked.
All I want to say is I went straight up to Keith at that party, and I flamed him, and he left early, and he wasn't even drinking when I saw him. So I went up straight up to him, I flamed him to his face, and I'm like, hey man, I have to flame you, it's my job. And he's like, I know, I deserve to be flamed. And then he just popped off the fucking next day, shit down double his throat, hard as fuck. So
didn't you say Keith had a fetish for getting flamed by you, like before you guys played LCS?
Yeah.
Well, not actually flamed. I would be like, Keith, you're such a dumbass. Like, what the fuck are you doing on my team? I have to play LCS with Keith McBrief. Like, that's what I would say to him. Like, it was joke flame. Last week's flame was like real flame. Like, no, actually, last week I just think I thought he was a bad support. But I mean, his Thresh looks way better than his Tahm Kench, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it starts to look good. We'll get into that game in just a little bit, but I think, so that was kind of how I wanted to open things. Loco, happy birthday. There was a lot of fun over there. A lot of people were there. Anything you wanted to say about that before we move into our matches of the week?
I'm big party, like, I have the big house, so I have to do something with it. So normally I do my birthdays like extremely small. I think the last 3 birthdays has all been like personal dinners or like